Okay, so some of you are asking, so here it is, statistics on CLASSWIZ. So we're going to be doing a curve fitting question. So here's the question, the data is given over here, these two T and R is given, and then this is the relation, this is the fitting curve fitting relation, whatever that is. You're supposed to find A and B and then rewrite this equation. So these are the solution, these are the equations we're supposed to find. We have to solve these equations in order to find A and B. In order to find this, get these equations, like basically it's just these equations, the first relation equation, and then just put sigma on everything, and R and T will become sigma, and then the second one you just multiply by T. You all know this, just multiply by T, and then you'll get the second one also. So in CLASSWIZ you're supposed to do three things. Okay, number one, spreadsheet in order to fill out this table. Number two is statistics in order to find these values, and number three is equation in order to solve these two equations. If you can solve it on your own, that is great, but if you can't, it's a very complex equation. Usually it comes like in this form, this form, so you can use the equation itself. So yes, spreadsheet, statistics, and then equation. That's how it's going to be. Okay, so first we're going to fill this table, right, with spreadsheet, normally spreadsheet. And then these two, you're supposed to fill these T and R columns. Let me just go ahead and do that. Okay, so I just filled all those values from 40 till 110. After filling them up, go here and then select this C1 cell, tools, fill formula, just like how you did on iterations in linear algebra. In form, you're supposed to do A1 into B1, right? Shift A1 times shift B1, and then range, keep it from C1 to C9 because you need 8 values are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so 8 plus 1 9. Wait, no, 8 plus 1 formula comes later. Okay, so just 8, C1 to C8, right? Confirm, and then you will get all these values, which is TR, T into R, TR. So that is TR's place. Okay, so you'll get everything. So you're supposed to fill that area, right? Now next you're supposed in here you will do T square. Yeah, T square, exactly. Fill formula over here. T, the first column was supposed to be T, so A, so A1 into A1. You just fill the formula A1 into A1, and then range you put D1 to D8, and then you just enter it, and then you'll get another column. So that will give you all the values which you're supposed to fill in this table. Okay, now step 2, you're supposed to find these values in order to apply to these equations. So after making the table, you can just add all these values individually and you will get these values. But instead, CLASSWIZ has an amazing feature where you go to statistics, go to variable, fill, instead of x and y, you fill T and R. So the same thing again. Okay, so all the values are filled. As you can see, all the 8 values have been filled. So now you just go to any cell and click on OK to our results, and you'll get everything, whatever you need, you will be getting in this. So basically we've put X as T and Y as R. So make sure you remember that, in different questions there will be different variables like U, V, P, Q, and etc. So make sure you remember that. So in this case, sigma X is sigma T, so which is 600. And then you go to sigma T square if you want, sigma X square, that is 49200. And then you have sigma Y 8401, and then what else? Sigma XY, yes, sigma XY 62784. Yeah, so basically you'll get all these values, and if in certain questions you will need like a Y square also, so we have Y square as well. And then you have standard deviation, variance, this is variance, and this is standard deviation for both X and Y. And also you have X square Y, XY square, and then X cube, Y cube, and etc. So many things are there. Even mean and mean of both X and Y will also be given. So this is actually also present in ES Plus, I believe. But yeah, you'll actually get it in just one sheet. So this is, rather than adding these values individually on calculate, you can just get all these values directly. So this was step 2. Yes. Yeah, I forgot to mention that you also need n, which I forgot to write, which is basically the number of whatever you call. So it's just 8. Simple. Okay, now here comes step 3, where we have got all these values. So we apply to these equations to get these two equations, and now we are supposed to find a and b. So step 3, we go to equation and simultaneous equations, two unknowns, because you have two unknowns, a and b, and then this you just have to fill these values over here. I wrote the equation in this way, but they're actually asking it in another order in CLASSWIZ, so make sure you guys also be careful out there. I was about to enter the wrong value. So here instead of AB it is XY over here. You can't change that. Array. Okay, sorry for the minor inconvenience. So we have entered all the values, how it is supposed to be, and then we execute. We get X, which is A, 0.0650, and Y is 14.0021. So that's our A and B values. I hope they are correct. No, they are not. Huh? Mistake again, minor inconvenience, sorry for that. Execute. You get X as 1091.040464, and then Y as minus 0.5443, and yes, that is the answer. So then we fill in A, B, and then we rewrite the R equation, and that is your answer. That is the curve fitting example which I've explained over here. So yes, you are supposed to do 3 things. So spreadsheet, statistics, and then equation. Okay, so here are some pro tips. This table, if the question is asked for 10 marks, this table might be worth like 3 or 4 marks, so make sure you fill it. Okay, this like might be 3 or 4 marks and all. And yes, the table filling might not be simple, and there will be different formulas and different concepts. Like for example, when you are talking about correlation coefficient, you have different formulas, and then you actually use this x bar and mean. And then in other place, I remember you were supposed to, yes, capital X is equal to x minus x bar, capital Y is equal to y minus y bar. So sometimes these variables, different variables are used in equations. All these equations are there in handbook, so don't forget your handbook. Here are some very, very important points which I made a note of. Might be useful, I don't know. Okay, so sometimes you might need these capital X, capital Y, capital XY, these values and all, to apply to the equation. I don't have the equation written down over here for right now, but yes, sometimes you will need standard deviation also. I don't know why. X bar, Y bar. So yeah, statistics definitely does help in getting all these variables and stuff. Yep. And then yeah, make sure you don't make the mistake in solving equations. I did that twice over here while making this video. So equation solving, be careful. And yes, table costs marks. And yeah, I guess that's all. If you got any questions, comment down below. And yeah, that's all. And once again, you have a CLASSWIZ, a very new calculator, not many documentations. You're going to be an engineer. Try to figure out stuff on your own, okay? It's a very interesting calculator if you know how to figure out stuff. Okay, then that's all, I guess. Bye bye.